The readings for today encourage us to give some thought and some time to our mortality, as I said at the beginning of the liturgy, to be aware, to be alert. It's not a morbid idea. Dying is like being reborn because we are Christians and we believe in an afterlife. As we said in the introduction, most of the writers in the New Testament believed that Jesus would come during their lifetime. Paul believed that to his readers, because they were concerned that they would still be alive when the second coming occurred. And so that's why he wrote this letter to the Thessalonians. I find it very sad. I hope you do too. I find it very sad that many of my friends, an awful lot of my friends, do not give any thought to their mortality, do not give any thought to the next life. And too many believe that there is no next life. Traditionally, in our liturgical year, especially during this beautiful month of November, which we're on the threshold of, we are encouraged to think about those who have gone before us and to end our lives. Our Mexican brothers and sisters do this very, very well, when they celebrate the Day of the Dead. They go to the cemeteries, they have parades, they call to mind all their loved ones that died before them years and years and years. Getting in touch with their own mortality also at the same time. So tell me now, put on your thinking cap, this isn't a rhetorical question. Tell me where this following quote came from. Do you guys ever think of dying? Does anybody know where that quote came from? Say it nice and loud. Did you hear that? You didn't hear that? Traditionally, in our own liturgical year, even now, these are about the last words I would have expected to hear in a movie a few months ago, which, in the first 17 days of its showing, brought in $1.5 billion. That's a B, it's not an M. $1.5 billion. Barbie. How many saw Barbie? Raise your hands. Not too many. The movie is not only funny, but also touches on important universal religious themes. The story connects women through shared experiences, expectations, and hard topics like death, suffering, pain. I consider the movie a modern-day parable, and Jesus would have used it if he had been invited to Barbie Land. So let the little children enjoy Barbie Land, but let us adults, including some of you teenagers, let us all look a little deeper into this movie, because there's something very important, fits right into our liturgy today. The movie starts out, of course, in Barbie Land, a picturesque toy city by the beach where all the women are beautiful, all named Barbie. Their houses, their outfits, their beautiful bodies, everything's extraordinary, their careers, everything is perfect. But before long, Margot Robbie's character, our protagonist, Barbie, starts to experience errors in her lifestyle in Barbie Land. While everyone is dancing at a party, she asks spontaneously, "Do you guys ever think of dying? No one at the party knows how to respond. In fact, why shouldn't they have a problem responding? They don't even think of serious things. This is Barbie Land, a happy place, a joyful place. Everybody's full of wonderful things. Death is not part of the equation in Barbie Land. So Robbie's character learns that the girl who is playing with her in the real world is sad, causing her imperfections and making her question the only world she knows. And so to fix the glitch, Barbie must go to the real world, find the girl and make her happy again. This is not child play, my brothers and sisters. The message of the movie is heavy, heavy, very, very pertinent. It fits right in again with our liturgical themes. Again, let the little children enjoy their Barbie dolls. So once Barbie gets to the real world, she isn't sure how to start. Everything's so different. So she sits on a bench, and sitting on a bench is an elderly woman with wrinkles and gray hair. Barbie has never witnessed aging, remember? Not in Barbie Land. She is in awe of the beauty of the old woman's face. And for the first time, Barbie gets a glimpse of what real life is. She sees it reflected in the wrinkles and in the gray hair of the woman sitting next to her, and how beautiful and real it is. And then Barbie says to the woman, "You are very beautiful." And the woman says, "I know it." In our Catholic theology, we might say Barbie experienced a memento mori, which means, remember, you must die. Memento mori. Remember, you must die. Most of us recoil at the phrase, like so many of my friends. How could being reminded of our death be a happy thing or a good thing? But memento mori is not morbid for morbidity's sake. Remembering our death is meant to remind us to live. When we keep in mind that someday our lives will end, we can find gratitude for the present, even in suffering. We can decide how we want to live and what we would like to accomplish before we leave this world. Someone once said, "How arrogant of you to die without improving the world in which you live." How arrogant you are to die without doing any good for the world in which you live. So we see in the movie, Barbie lived her before life, before real life, superficially, from one moment of happiness to the next. The glitch she experienced brought with it new and difficult emotions. Living out memento mori meant learning to live with the dualism of life and death. Not only did Barbie discover newfound gratitude and self-awareness, she also learned how to connect with the heavier things in life, like grief and sorrow and pain and aging and wrinkles and gray hair. and mortality. Our liturgies today, our church, our songs, our scripture readings help us to remember our mortality and bring meaning to our lives. We lose some of our illusions, but the paradox of being human is that joy is sweeter when we also accept suffering and grief in the real life. Barbie wrestles with all of this within herself. And ultimately, though, Barbie learns that she can simultaneously hold emotions and to live different emotions, because that's what it means to be human. That's what liturgy is telling us today. And at the end of the film, Barbie comes to face with Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie, and is given the choice between immortality and mortality. Remain a doll, remain superficial, or become a human. She is asked to accept death when deciding how she wants to live, just like you and I.